Okay, I'm totally confused about what the hell I just read. Let me just get into it because I don't want to waste you guys' time. So I just recently went through the Sports Illustrated top 100 NBA players currently going into this season. Okay, now the list is too long, and I'm not going to go over all 100 players. You guys go and check it out for yourself and see how they rank these different players. Now, I'm just going to break down their top 20. I'm going to talk a little bit about the disrespect. And then I'm going to give you guys our top 20 players, and then you guys, we can debate about this, and you can let me know where I'm wrong, where they're wrong, where I'm right, and so on and so forth. So let me just get into it. First of all, I'm going to read you off their top 20, but I just want you guys to listen to this first. So my first problem with their list, before I even get into it, Klay Thompson comes in at number 58. And guess who came in at number 56? Clint Capella from the Houston Rockets. So you're telling me that Clint Capella is better than Klay Thompson. I don't know what these guys are looking at. I don't know how they make their arguments, how they reach these different things. I guess you have to do a lot of sensationalism when you create these lists just to get people balled up and to come and see what you said and blah 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 blah. But I think we need to just stop. We need to stop with the nonsense. But then at number 29, we have Ben Simmons. So you're telling me that Ben Simmons is better than Klay Thompson in what world? Ben Simmons doesn't have a jump shot. Now, I just recently watched Magic Johnson on First Take, where he said, Ben Simmons is coming for the league this year. You wait till you see his jump shot. Well, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? Did you guys see Ben Simmons taking a jump shot at any point in these last few years? So I'm not going off of what could be. We're going off of what has actually happened. And the last time I checked, Klay Thompson should be way above both of these players. So let me just read off their top 20 list here. You guys, let me just read it to you guys. So Sports Illustrated, I'll go from the 20 all the way to 1. So at number 20, they have Kemba Walker at number 20. At 19, we have Blake Griffin. At number 18, they have Al Horford. At 17, they have Draymond Green. Then at the number 16, they have LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyrie Irving comes in at the 15th position. Then we have Rudy Gobert, who comes in at the 14th spot. Then we have Karl Anthony Towns at number 13. Then we have Russell Westbrook at number 12. Then we have Jimmy Butler at number 11. And the top 10 is as follows. At number 10, we have Damian Lillard. At number 9, we have Paul George. Then at number 8, we have Nikola Jokic. Then at number 7, we got Joel Embiid. And number 6, we got Anthony Davis. And the top 5 is James Harden is number 5. Then we got Stephen Curry at number 4. LeBron James at number 3. Kawhi Leonard at number 2. And Giannis Antetokounmpo at number 1. Okay, so that's the list that they got. And I have some disagreements about that list. Before I get into all of that, let me just give you guys our list. So I'm going to start from number 1. At number 1 on our list, I got Kawhi Leonard ahead of Giannis at number 1. Now, some of you may be watching this and say, well, how the hell did Kawhi Leonard get ahead of Giannis Antetokounmpo? He's the Greek freak. Well, if you guys were following, you saw that they played against each other in the Eastern Conference Finals just this last season. Now, a lot of experts, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, all these different people were picking the Bucks to just smash those dudes. I think even Charles Barkley, and a lot of people were saying when the Bucks had the Raptors down 2-0, they were like, the series is over. There's no coming back. There's no competing. Giannis is too much and blah, 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 blah. What happened? The Raptors then came back to beat the Bucks 4 straight games, okay? And they beat the Bucks in 6 games to go to the NBA Finals. Now, you guys remember that they said the Greek freak was unstoppable. Well, guess what happened? What was the turning point of that series? They put Kawhi Leonard on Giannis to play him one-on-one. And the moment that they did that, I think Giannis shot, I think it was like 14% against Kawhi. He was the only person that was able to guard Giannis Antetokounmpo one-on-one. and he was still giving it to dudes on the offensive end. Now, just to put it in perspective, Kawhi Leonard led the entire playoffs in points, rebounds, and assists, and I think in steals. The entire playoffs. That means all the players that played in the playoffs last year, he led all of them in those statistics. So there's no way in hell that you're going to tell me that Giannis is ahead of Kawhi. Now, if these guys are going on projections, then I don't know what the hell they're talking about, because you can project anything. We can project anything, but we're talking about what we've seen. So Kawhi Leonard is number one for me. You guys can let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me on that. And number two, I got LeBron James at number two, and I'm going to tell you guys why. First of all, LeBron James is a proven commodity. Okay, he's a champion. He's led the league in scoring. And this was the first time in his career that he's ever been injured. But here's the reason why I give LeBron James a nod over Giannis, is that LeBron James is a better perimeter player. He can get to the basket pretty much just at the same level of Giannis, and he's a better distributor of the ball. Okay, Giannis is an incredible player, and he is truly the Greek freak. But I got to give LeBron James a nod over Giannis. And then at number three, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, you know, he's a Greek freak. He can pretty much do everything. He can average 27 and 12 pretty much in his sleep. He just completely sucks in. He creates all kind of defensive matchups, nightmares on the floor when he's going against teams, and all of these different things. The thing that I think that could probably make Giannis at least number two best player in the world is he has to have a jump shot. He has to be able to be a threat from the perimeter, and you saw that became a glaring deficiency last year in the playoffs when they were playing against the Toronto Raptors, and he can hit open perimeter shots. So you can't tell me that he's above the two guys that I just named ahead of him that can actually do that at a much more consistent level. Kawhi more so than LeBron. So I got Giannis at number three. Number four, I got James Harden at number four. Now, just off of the fact for two things. Number one, James Harden is playing a position that I don't believe that is his natural position. I think James Harden is a two guard, but he is one of the best point guards in the NBA. He plays the one. He gets high assists, and he can score with the best of them. He can put up buckets for years and days and all of this stuff. So, James Harden is really, really good, and I would put him ahead. I'll put him right behind Giannis on our top 10 list. Then at number five, disrespect for this dude is too much, so I got him at number five. I got Damian Lillard at number five. Now, some of you may be saying, you got Damian Lillard ahead of AD. You damn right I have Damian Lillard ahead of Anthony Davis. Why? Because Damian Lillard, again, is a proven commodity. Damian Lillard is pretty much unguardable. You saw what he did to the Oklahoma City Thunder just last year in the playoffs. You saw what he did to them. But then the next thing is he's also a clutch player, and he has a lot of playoff experience. And, he's going to be right up there with those top teams in the league this year. Now, some of you may say, well, Anthony Davis didn't have the same running mate as C.J. McCollum. Sure, fine. But this is our opinion. This is our list, and I'm putting Damian Lillard ahead of Anthony Davis because I just think he's that good. Number six, I have Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis, again, is another freak. He can average at least 25 points, 12 rebounds. He could probably go out there and get you 3 to 4 assists a game and a couple of blocks. So he's really, really good. But I haven't seen him in the playoffs much. He doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, and that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to see when the Lakers make the playoffs this season with AD. I want to see what type of playoff player he is, especially under pressure, because Damian Lillard, on the other hand, he embraces the pressure and he thrives with the pressure. So I got Anthony Davis at number six. Number seven, I got Stephen Curry. Now, I think that Anthony Davis is a better player, but I think Stephen Curry is a more impactful player. But if we're just talking about best player, then I got Stephen Curry at number seven for all the reasons that two-time MVP. Led the league in three-point shots made. He holds the record. And I think this year, going into the season, with Klay Thompson injured, he's going to light up the league like he did a number of years ago. But I do think that Stephen Curry on my list on the NBA hierarchy is definitely, number seven. Number eight, I got Joel Embiid for all the reasons that you guys know. He's the best big man in the game. I don't think there's any contest in it. I think, he's the only thing that holds Joel Embiid back is probably his weight and his diet because, he's either always sick from what he ate, having stomach issues or maybe just lumbering around with too much excess weight, but yet and still, he's still the best post player in basketball. He's unguardable. For his size, no one can really deal with him. He's pretty nimble on his feet, and he has a perimeter shot, and he's a good free throw shooter. So I got Joel Embiid at number 8. I got Paul George at number 9. Paul George is number 9. He was one of the league. I think he came in second in MVP votes, second or third. He came in third last year in MVP votes. He's an incredible perimeter player, and he's a two-way player. Paul George can get you at least 25 points on the offensive end, but then he can come back and try to guard your best offensive player on the other end. So you got to reward Paul George for being a two-way player, but also somebody that can go out there and get you offense as well, and it's well balanced. And I think him and Kawhi are going to be a nightmare for the league, especially on the defensive end. So I got Paul George at number 9. Number 10, I got Nikola Jokic. I can't even say his name. Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets on our list. He makes the top 10. So obviously he's a very good big man. He's very sound, fundamentally sound. He can get to his spots on the floor. He doesn't really play outside of himself. He's not necessarily fast. He's not necessarily quick, but he's really effective. So he definitely makes our list. He's in our top 10. Number 11, I got Klay Thompson. To hell what you heard. Sports Illustrated, you guys got him at 58. Y'all are bugging. Now, if you're talking about that because he got injured and that's the reason why he's not in your list, y'all are crazy. So basically what you're telling me, so if he's number 58, you're essentially telling me that you're ranking him as an injured player. So that's why he's number 58. How can an injured player be number 58 when he can't even play? So I don't know what that ranking was all about, but there's no way in hell that Klay Thompson does not make the top 20 list of NBA players. There's no argument for it. There's no way Stephen Curry would have won those championships without Klay Thompson. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time, and in some cases, the greatest shooter in NBA history. He's the one that holds the record for scoring in a quarter with 37 points. So I don't want to hear nothing about Klay Thompson not being on the top 20 list. He's one of the best two-way players in the NBA, and there's no way in hell that he doesn't make the top 20 list. I don't care what y'all think. You guys can argue with me about it, but Klay Thompson is number 11 on our list. Number 12, I got Kyrie Irving. For the simple fact that he has the best handles in basketball, he is the best finisher under the rim in basketball that can't really dunk at his size. He's an electric offensive player, and he's clutch. So Kyrie Irving made our list at number 12. At 13, I got Kyrie ahead of Russell Westbrook at 13, simply because Kyrie Irving is a better shooter than Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook is a better all-around player. Now, they're both not incredible decision makers, but if I wanted to go win a game, I'd rather have Kyrie Irving with the ball over Russell Westbrook. But Russell Westbrook, I think, just averaged a triple-double for the second or third consecutive year in history. So he's amazing. And number 14, we got Jimmy Butler. He's a dog, two-way player. He can go out there and get you buckets, but he can play tenacious defense. He can also affect your locker room in a good or a bad way. But that edge that he has is what also makes him great, and that's why we got him at number 14. And number 15, I got Jimmy Butler ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Now, I know you guys are like, yo, hold up. How in the hell you got Jimmy Butler ahead of Karl Anthony Towns? Karl Anthony Towns is much better than Jimmy Butler. Well, this is the reason why I have him ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. For the simple reason that when Jimmy Butler was playing with the Minnesota Timberwolves, he allegedly, the story is, he took the second team to go against the first team with Anthony Davis and Wiggins, and he beat the first team. If you can take your second team to go beat the first team and you say, I just want to show you just how much heart I have than these dudes, and you bust there, you know what? You're better than that dude. If not for anything, just on the simple fact of heart and the fact that you can compete. So I got Jimmy Butler ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Then, of course, we got another beast, another champion, another really gritty player in Draymond Green. He comes in at number 16 for the simple fact that he's like the Swiss Army knife. He can do pretty much anything you need him to do. If you need him to go get in that dude's face, he'll do it. If you need him to go get on the floor and get dirty to get rebounds, he'll do it. If you need him to play defense, he'll do it. If you need him to hit down some open perimeter shots, he'll do it. If you need him to run your offense, he'll do it. If you need him to have your back in a scuffle, he'll be there. So Draymond Green is the glue that holds the Golden State Warriors together. He's one of the best players in the NBA, and we got him coming in at number 16 and number 17. We got LaMarcus Aldridge, who plays with the San Antonio Spurs. We had to have another big man on the list, but a simple fact that he's a consistent mid-range jump shot shooter. Now, he hasn't had a lot of success in the playoffs after leaving Damian Lillard in Portland, but still he's a fundamentally sound offensive player. He's really good at his size, and the fact that he's so good at spotting up and shooting shots, especially his turnaround J over the right or left shoulder, is really what makes him unique, and he definitely is in our top 20, so I agree with Sports Illustrated on that. Number 18, of course, Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Hope I'm saying his name correctly. Obviously, if you're the Defensive Player of the Year, hopefully you would be on the top 20 list, and he's certainly on our top 20 list, and he's definitely been really impactful with what they have going on there in Utah, and I think Utah is going to make a lot of noise in the playoffs this year. And number 19, I got Kemba Walker, who's now going to be who's the replacement for Kyrie Irving with the Boston Celtics, now playing with the Boston Celtics, formerly playing with Charlotte. So, of course, he can get buckets. He's really electrifying, especially on the offensive end. But I can see why they ranked him a little bit lower. Obviously, for his size, he's not really big. And I don't know if he's going to be a defensive liability on the defensive side of the ball. But they were able to sort of shadow him and hide him on defense, kind of like what they did with Isaiah Thomas. When he was playing with the Boston Celtics, when I think that season he averaged like 28 points. So I'm really want to see how Kemba Walker is going to gel with a lot of these players, especially with his new teammates, with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and these boys. So we also did a video on, the dirty little secret that the Boston Celtics are sort of cooking up for the league, and we have the link in the bottom of this video so you guys can check it out and let me know what you think about it. And number 20, we got Al Horford. Just because he's a seasoned veteran, he doesn't crack under pressure. He's pretty consistent. He's going to go out there and get you 14, probably 7 to 8 rebounds a game. He has a lot of playoff experience, and he's a really great locker room dude. So definitely, he makes our top 20 list. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about him. Kevin Durant. How is it that Kevin Durant didn't make it on Sports Illustrated's list and he didn't make it on our list? Now, I got to say, there's some type of hypocrisy going on out there, even on my part, by the way, because Klay Thompson is injured and he made it on the list. But Kevin Durant is injured and I don't see him in the top 20. Klay Thompson ain't better than Kevin Durant. So let me just say this. If Kevin Durant was healthy and he was playing, my list would be this. I would have him at number 3, behind LeBron and before Giannis. I hope that made sense. Did I say that right? So I would have him at number 3. Number 2, who do we have at number 2? We have Kawhi at number 1. We have LeBron at number 2. I would have him, I have him at number 3, and Giannis would be number 4. So I would take KD over Giannis. That's just me because KD is unguardable, 7 foot tall. His release point, you can't really do anything about it, and he's really consistent. He's really clutch. He plays good defense, especially help defense. So Kevin Durant definitely would have been number 3 on our list. Now, what I want to know from you guys is, I want to know 2 things. Number 1, do you guys agree with Sports Illustrated's list of their top 20 players? Do you think they got it right? And if you do, please justify how they would leave off Klay Thompson on their top 20, or even hell, their top 50 players in the NBA, and rank Clint Capella ahead of him, and Ben Simmons, who doesn't even have a jump shot. On the other hand, if you agree with our list, please let us know the parts that you think we got right. And if you don't agree, let us know the parts you think we got wrong. Or better yet, if you are so passionate about it and you think you have a better list, leave your list in the comment section below. I'd like to know your top 20, if not your top 20, at least your top 10 players that you have going into this season, this current season. I want to know what you guys think. Again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I think it's right here. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to get a lot of our content as we come out with new stuff. With that being said, I'm wishing you guys a great day. This is Charles here from DreamersPro. Peace!